lot of us are just going day to day, just telling ourselves the story of, I'm just getting by, I'm just barely getting by. And when you actually start to do these self-evaluations, reevaluate your beliefs, understand what limiting stories you've been telling yourself, and look at what your values are, and if you're actually in alignment with them, you start to step into the driver's seat of your own life. It doesn't take too long till you turn around and go, holy shit, is this my life? Did I do this? And how was I living before this? And how did I not know about this? Reminder, you did not come here to play someone else's game, to box yourself in, or to let fear guide your choices. You came here to experience joy and abundance and to love the shit out of your life. The Trajectory podcast is here to remind you of a few important truths. 1, you are the creator of your reality. 2, anything that you can dream or imagine, you can create. 3, following passion is the quickest way to align you with your true path. 4, your reality is always a reflection of your current thoughts and beliefs, and those thoughts and beliefs can be changed at any time. You are amazing, and it's time to own who you really are. Tune in weekly to be reminded that you can create the life that you're dreaming of and to learn exactly how to do it. Get inspired by those who have been bold enough to follow their passions and have created their dream life because of it. If you're ready to stop playing small, stop holding yourself back, and start aligning with your trajectory, let's do it. So we know at this point how important it is to be aligned with your true, authentic self when you want to create the life that you're dreaming of. Okay, this is a given. This is not a negotiable. This is something that has to happen. We've been out of alignment with our true selves for so long, we don't even know necessarily what it looks like to be in alignment. So in this episode, I want to do a little bit of a self-check-in, and I want you to find out if you're actually aligned with what you want. So for starters, what are your core values? Do you know what your core values are? For me, mine are truth and freedom. And when I realized that, it was only about a year ago that I realized that, and it made so much sense in my life because I had always struggled in situations that had hindered my freedom, that had made me feel boxed in. And I always struggled with people and situations that were not true, that were inauthentic, that were saying they were one thing and acting another way. So when I really honed in on those two things, I went, okay, now everything I do moving forward is going to be in alignment with those things. And I'm telling you, ever since I've been in alignment with those things, consciously, everything has flowed incredibly. It helps me set boundaries. It helps me determine what I want to do. It helps me determine what sort of people I will allow into my reality and what opportunities and everything. So what are your core values? And I mean, you can look up lists of values if you need examples. A couple of examples are family might be your main value. I'd say pick 2 as the main one, maybe 3. If you try and pick 5 or 6 or more, it kind of becomes a bit bland and diluted. So I would say at maximum 3. So a few examples are family, freedom, truth, adventure, money, wisdom, play. I can't think of any others right now. You're welcome. So have a look at what your actual values are, because this is going to really determine your journey in life. It's going to be amazing. So once you know what they are, you can find out where are you honoring or dishonoring them. For example, if you value family above all else, or you say you do, you feel that you do, and yet you're choosing work over family at every turn, there's something that's a little bit out of alignment there, perhaps. Or just say you value adventure. You really love travel. You say you do, right? And instead of saving money for a holiday or putting that extra money that you have into a holiday savings account, you feel like you have to play it safe, and you feel like, a holiday is a bit frivolous, and you end up spending that money that you could have spent on a holiday on wasteful things like ordering Uber Eats every night, or buying a pair of shoes that you've already got 12 different versions of, So looking at where you might be dishonoring those actual values. Ask yourself what boundaries will realign you. So boundaries with yourself and with others. For example, if your value is family time, Maybe you need to put a hard stop on your work at a certain hour of each day, or stop doing work on weekends and reconnect with your family more. Those are great boundaries that are aligning you with your path. And I think it was the last episode that I was talking about the analogy of the bowling alley. Imagine boundaries as the bumper bars in the bowling alley that they put in for kids or for people who are struggling a little bit to actually hit the pins. When you put these boundaries on, these bumper bars, you're making sure that you are sticking in alignment. You are heading down the correct path towards where you actually want to be. So boundaries are a beautiful thing, and using crystal clear communication to be really concise about why you're setting these boundaries with people, why you need them. That's a really loving, kind way to just be honest with everyone, and everyone benefits. Some people don't even know that they're pushing the boundaries with you because they haven't heard it from you. They've never heard you speak up about it. So figuring out what boundaries you can place in your life to keep you aligned with that actual path, that actual destination you're heading towards, is a fantastic start. Another example of a boundary is if you value adventure, again, just say you want to travel more, maybe you need to actually set up a travel savings account. And maybe instead of ordering Uber Eats every night, you allow yourself once a week. That's a beautiful boundary, right? So I'm sure you can think of many other examples that are more related to you, but really starting to think about what boundaries you can place to help you get where you want to go. It's very empowering. It's like discipline. Sometimes discipline seems like a negative thing, but discipline is very freeing. It allows you to feel very free when you actually stick to the things that you say you're going to do. You give yourself evidence of your power, of your self-trust. It's such a beautiful thing. But anyway, I won't go down that path because I could talk about discipline for hours, and that's a whole other episode. So when you keep your word to yourself, you notice how much better you feel physically and emotionally. You're more in alignment with your true nature. And again, like we said at the start, this is the goal, to be in alignment with your true nature. And your values are like little beacons of light that are showing you, hey, this is what you are wanting. This is the sort of soul that you are. These are the things that you value. These are the things that mean a lot to you, where you will find meaning when you move towards these things and honor these things. And the more you honor the things that your true self wants, the more you're going to notice your world become a reflection of what you actually want. Because you probably don't even realize how out of alignment you have been acting. Because unless you do these self-check-ins, how are you going to know? A lot of us are just going day to day, just telling ourselves a story of, I'm just getting by, I'm just barely getting by. And when you actually start to do these self-evaluations, reevaluate your beliefs, understand what limiting stories you've been telling yourself, and look at what your values are, and if you're actually in alignment with them, you start to step into the driver's seat of your own life. And from there, you start to manifest incredible things. And it doesn't take too long till you turn around and go, holy shit, is this my life? Did I do this? And how was I living before this? And how did I not know about this? It all becomes so natural and obvious once you get the hang of these sorts of things. But self-check-ins, big fan of it. It's incredible. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far and getting a lot of value out of it. I'd love to ask you to take just a couple of seconds to rate and subscribe to this channel. Once you do that, take a screenshot, let me see that subscribe button hit and the rating, DM that to me on Instagram at Trujectory, one word, and I have a gift for you. I'm going to send you a link that's going to lead you to some digital artwork. These are pieces that are all original photography. I've gone out in nature and taken some beautiful shots. I've got some quotes over the top. I've got some affirmations. And these are pieces that you can blow up to any size that you wish and hang them around your home or your office. And they're going to keep you in a positive mental headspace at all times. Whenever you look at them, they're really calming, beautiful pieces. So thank you so much in advance for rating and subscribing. I really appreciate your support. It's going to help us get these messages out to a larger audience. And I want this space to be somewhere that you can come every single week to be supported, to be motivated, to be inspired, to be reminded that you can create the life that you choose. And all of the beautiful guests that I have on every week are examples of just that. So thank you in advance. I've got so much love for you. Stay true, and I'll see you soon. Currently, life can be a shit fight, and I feel that. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. And it's usually only a shit fight because you're constantly going against those inner desires. Because in some way you're afraid of letting go and relaxing into who you really are. Because you've been told ever since you were young that who you are is wrong, or you're too loud, or you're too bright, or you're too fancy, or you're too serious, or whatever it is. Those bits of feedback from people have become the catalyst to these limiting stories, these beliefs that you've told yourself. So you might be walking through your life now going, I'm too serious, or I'm too playful. You know, being playful is fantastic. We need more people to be more playful. We need everyone to be playful. That's something that's happened, anyway, that's a whole other story. But you are constantly telling yourself stories, whether you're aware of it or not. And you can rewrite these stories. And that's what we're here to do. So starting with the check-in, with the values, remembering that scarcity and lack mindsets are all fear-based. And fear is not a language of the true self. Fear is a mask. Fear is something that you have picked up in your time. It's being given to you. It's being gifted to you ever so kindly by other people who didn't know what they were doing. It's been passed down from person to person to person because we were all confused. Because all of us were, for such a long time, just floating around going, what the hell are we doing here? Now we're in an age where we're more aware, we're way more conscious, we're more enlightened, we're understanding the true nature of our beings, we're understanding that we're all energy, we're understanding there's a lot of energy and light that we're not seeing, but we're working with all the time. We're understanding the universal laws of attraction, the law of vibration. All of these different things are contributing to this time that we're in right now where we go, I actually can create the life that I want. And it's such a powerful thing. But fear is not. When you hear fear coming in, you can remind yourself, okay, that's a program. Hello, program. Thank you for showing yourself. As soon as you feel dense, you feel low, you feel scared, you feel lack, doubt, any of those things, you go, okay, what program is coming up right now? You want to know all of these programs so that you can overwrite them with new ones, with true beliefs that align with your core values. And now that you have boundaries, you can remind yourself of them constantly so that this is the new program that is going to be overriding the old ones. And it's only repetition that does that, right? A belief is just an idea that you've thought so many times that it's become embedded into your subconscious mind as a belief. And what you believe is true, becomes true. I think it was the line, as a man thinketh, so is he, in the Bible. And that, I'm not really a Bible reader, but certain lines in them spoken by Yeshua were very, very powerful because that's the truth of the subconscious mind. If you embed a belief into your subconscious mind, it will represent that. It will show the truth of that in your reality. If you believe that you are always in scarcity, that you are always going to be lacking money, you're never going to have enough money, you never have enough, I never have enough, I never have enough, I never have enough, and constantly telling yourself that to the point where it's literally an embedded belief, guess what's going to be reflected in your reality? Or if you're constantly saying to yourself, life is a struggle, or no gain without pain and all these sorts of things, like they're all stories. If you're telling yourself life is effortless, life is flow, life is incredible, I am abundant beyond belief. Abundance is my birthright. And we're talking not just financial, but wealth. I mean, not just financial, but health and time, spaciousness in your schedule, adventure, opportunities, an abundance of all things that are amplifying your experience. Then that is what becomes true. So the last thing I would suggest is after you've figured out your core values, you've looked at if you're out of alignment with them, where you are out of alignment with them, and then you've looked at what boundaries you can set in place to start to rectify this and start to become more in alignment with your true nature, I would say, how are you going to remember to do that? Because again, we're programmed, right? We have so many years, decades in some cases, of programming in a certain way, certain belief. So it's not easy to just instantly flick into thinking a whole new way. And when you set boundaries, you do need to remember these sorts of things. So a couple of ideas to remember these new promises to yourself could be a phone wallpaper. You can just write a little quote or a little line, or, bumper bars as a reminder to remember your boundaries, whatever they may be. There could be a keyword or a code word that means something to you that will flick into your memory every single time you see this phone wallpaper. You remember that, okay, yes, I've got to keep that boundary. I've got to keep that promise to myself. It might be a broader one. Stop letting people walk all over me. Stop saying yes to everything. It could be stop trying to people please everyone. Oh, sorry, I got a runny nose. The sky's the limit, but start with one and you'll see how quickly that changes your entire reality when you can set a boundary that is based in love for yourself and love for everyone else. Another idea is to write it on your mirror. You could write a little reminder on your mirror so that you're seeing that at least a few times a day, right? With a little keyword that reminds you of that boundary. Could be post-it notes. I'm a big fan of post-it notes when I'm setting certain boundaries or having certain affirmations that I want to remember. Right now I've got a post-it note right in front of me reminding me that I trust in divine timing in all ways, always. And that one's been huge for me. I could probably take that down now because that's so embedded. And it's just allowed me to relax. I don't stress about time anymore because I know everything is perfectly aligned. But my logical mind needed that constant reminder because I kept falling back into that pattern of, oh, no, I've got to hurry up and do this. Oh, I'm running out of time. All of these things. No. I trust in divine timing in all ways, always. And another option is to have an alarm that goes off on your phone that could basically just have a question saying, am I aligned? Or it could just have the words core values, or it could have the actual values listed. And you can just check in if you are actually in alignment with those things. So that's it for today. That's your self-check-in. It's a really important one. Finding out your core values, finding out where you are honoring or dishonoring them, finding out what boundaries that you can start to set into place to make sure that you are honoring your core values, and then figuring out a way that you can have these boundaries reminded to you on a daily basis for at least the first few weeks until they're really embedded into your subconscious mind and they happen naturally. But let me know how you go with this. I'm really excited. This is powerful work that you're doing here. Don't underestimate it. Be proud of yourself, even for figuring out your values. That's a huge thing. And don't rush it either. Like, these are big questions that you're asking about yourself. So hit me up on Instagram. If you have any feedback, let me know how you go with this exercise. Let me know your favorite part of this episode. And let me know if there's anything else in particular that you want me to cover in future episodes. I'm always happy to do that for you guys. Love hearing your feedback, so keep it coming. And that's pretty much it for today. So nice, short and sweet one. But stay true. I love you. Mwah.